Get ready to live fearlessly free with Heather Bunch.
Do you find yourself jumping into action quickly, only to realize, I never paused to actually ask God if I should do that? Are you constantly busy in your business or your life, but you're actually avoiding the one thing you're supposed to do? Do you ever know exactly what needs to happen, but you still feel stuck and unable to take the first step? What if I told you courage isn't about moving fast? It's about moving in the right direction, even when it's hard. Welcome to Live Fearlessly Free. I'm your courageous coach, Heather Bunch, and I am here to help you. Christian women entrepreneurs go from feeling stuck, not enough, and fearful to taking focused, confident, and courageous action. We are growing ourselves, my friend, so we can grow our businesses and we can enjoy life on the way. Now, we are wrapping up our series, Face the Fear and Find the Freedom. And in this series, we looked at how fear hijacks our internal wiring through the fight, flight, and freeze fear responses, and how it shows up in our three brains. Yes, our three brains. We're not aliens. God designed us with these three brains: our head for thinking, our heart for feeling, and our gut for doing, or for action. And then what we did is we zoomed in episode 360. We tackled our head brain and how fear fuels the overthinking, the analysis of paralysis, our decision delay, and what we can do to actually counteract that fear. And then in episode 361, we explored the heart brain and how fear distorts connection, how it leads to us just trying to perform or hiding or even emotionally numbing. Now, in this final episode, we are going to talk about our gut brain. This is our center of action. This is where our instinct lies. This is also where we get into obedience. It's the part of us that's wired to move. But when fear takes over, our actions can run into problems. So today is going to be for you. If you have been putting off the next step you already know God gave you. Today's also going to be for you if you want to trust your gut again, but fear has caused you to hesitate or maybe strive or even stall out. And if you're ready to stop running, forcing things, or even freezing, and want to move with clarity, wisdom, and peace, I got you covered, my friend. Now, this center is fascinating to me, the gut center. When I first heard about our gut center, our action center, I was like, man, I struggle with this one because I really struggle with taking action. And I am the type of person that I will sit and I will watch, okay? And I will see what needs to be done immediately. And then I will sit there and do nothing. Now, there are other people that, like my husband, who will see something that needs to be done and immediately go into action. He's more like fire, ready, aim kind of person. I'm more like aim. Let's aim some more. I think I'm going to aim a little more. I'm not quite, we'll aim a little more. And then I just never get around to firing. And so my personal growth journey has been to actually realize, Heather, when you're sensing in your gut, I'm having to wake up to what my gut is telling me. And listen to that. And then not just listen, but actually get into action. So That has been my personal journey. You see, I'm going to go into the fear responses. We're going to break them down into fight, flight, and freeze and what we do. And my typical response is freeze. I see what I need to do and I don't do it. And I can see this is my struggle in business. I've always sat there and I thought, man, I'm such a turtle. I'm such a turtle. But the reason really is when I get into fear, my gut will say, hey, Heather, you should do X. And then I think, oh yeah, that's good. And I got a plan and I can see the plan. And then I don't do it. And so when we look at our responses to taking action, we can see where fear shows up. And that's what I want to break down. I want to break down our gut brain. It could be called our body center or our action center, because we were created to move forward. God created us to move forward with clarity, with intention, in the right direction. And when we're grounded and we're aligned with our gut instinct and we align it with our thoughts and our emotions, our action is purposeful instead of pressured. James 1:22 reminds us, but prove yourself doers of the word and not just hearers who deceive themselves. That was me. All the actions that I thought I could take or I thought I should take, I didn't act on them. I just saw them. I was the hearer, but not the doer. And because of that, it's taken me years to get to even where I'm at now. But I love God because He is the God of second chances. And He helps us to grow, to realize, to become aware of where our struggles is. And so that's what the Action Center is meant for. It's meant for courageous follow through, not just reactive hustle or sitting on my tushy and doing nothing, because that's what I tend to do. Now, some of you are the opposite of me. Again, my husband's a fire ready aim, and then he'll go, oh, maybe I should have thought about that. And then he'll just feel way later. The goal is to get all of our centers working together, our thinking, our feeling, our action, our gut. And our gut is so intelligent when it's grounded. It can be alert and ready for anything. But when we're ungrounded, it becomes impulsive instead of intentional. It gets overactive or avoidant. Hello, Heather. Frozen under pressure. Again, me too. But when fear hijacks the system, you stop responding and you start reacting. And so what I want to do is I want to talk through, how does fight, flight, and freeze responses, these are our fear responses, how do they show up in our gut brain and what can we do about it? Let's start with number 1, fight. This is the fire ready aim. This is when the gut brain fights. It bypasses discernment and it acts fast to feel in control. Proverbs 22:3, the prudent man sees danger and hides himself, but the naive, they go on and pay the penalty. That is somebody in fight mode and they're just like, nah, I'm doing it. I'm getting it done. We can see Peter. I love Peter. God love him. And God does love him. He is a fighter, all right? When we look at John 18:10, we look at the story. Jesus is in Gethsemane. We've got Judas comes and betrays Jesus. He's got soldiers, are coming to get Jesus. And so what does Peter do? fire, ready, aim. He goes into fight mode and he's like, we gotta protect the teacher. Grabs a sword and cuts off the ear of one of the servants on the other side that was coming to get Jesus. He didn't even think about it. He was driven by reaction. He didn't have a direction. He was just like, let's do this thing. And he did that thing, and he cut off somebody's ear because of it. Now, I love Jesus because he just comes along and he's like, Peter, like, we don't, this has to happen, because Jesus knew his assignment, and his assignment was to go to the cross. And so he comes over and he lovingly heals the man's ear, and then rebukes Peter and reminds him that this is not how we're doing it. And, you know, we can do this in our business. You know, you can launch prematurely. You've got an idea and you're like, boom, let's do it, without even thinking through it. How is this going to affect my family? You're not even really looking at your calendar to go, do I have time to do this in this time period? You just do it. You know, maybe it's you take on too much, you know, again, not looking at your calendar or overestimating how fast you can get something done. This is a fight mode response. This is your action that is out of control, trying to take control. You act out of fear of falling behind. You know, the truth is, quick isn't the same as courageous. You don't always have to take the immediate action if your natural response is fight mode. Now, I do want to bring up, you know, I can find myself doing this, not as much in my business, but in my family life with my kids. If something happens and I can go into reactive mode super quick to try to take control. And I will find myself, especially with my youngest daughter, we will butt heads. I'm just going to tell you, we butt heads, and it can get not pretty. And that is me in fight mode. Like, oh, you're challenging me? Well, I'm going to show you I'm the mom, you know, and my response is not a godly response. That does not help my daughter. And I have brought her to tears more times than I'd like to admit, because I went into fight mode in my gut. My action was, I got to get control. I got to fix this. So you might do it over here in your business, and you might not go into fight mode in your life. Or like me, I don't necessarily go into fight mode in my business, but I do when it comes to my kids. Or you might when it comes to your spouse. You know, this might show up in different areas. So don't discredit the fear responses by they only fit in one box. I do all these fear responses in my gut for different things in my life. So be aware of that. Now, if you are a natural go into fight mode in your gut, let's fire, ready, aim, then I want you to try this. Number 1, pause. Pause before you do something. Ask, is this thing I'm about to do peace-led or panic-driven? If I were to stop before I talk to my daughter and react to my daughter and ask myself, is this peace-led or panic-driven? I would have to answer it's panic-driven. But in that moment of the pause and asking and awareness, I have a chance. We all have a chance before we react, before we take the action, to do something different. And so once you ask, is this peace-led or panic-driven? I want you to breathe. And in that long breath out, you are actually getting in touch with your vagus nerve. We've talked about that. Our head, our heart, and our gut are connected by this system of nerves called the vagus nerve. And when you take a longer breath out, it actually causes your heart rate to start to slow down. And what that allows you to do is to use that pause to get into your prefrontal cortex, to get in the part of you that thinks before it acts, and to think through that move. And then once you know which direction you need to go, now move. And so what you're doing is you're switching from fire, ready, aim to ready, aim, fire. And that allows you to go and move in the right direction with the right response, not in reactive mode, but in action mode. Now, number 2, flight. We just did fight. Flight. Now, this is running from the right thing. I'm going to tell you, I am a master at this one. And I think a lot of you are, because I talk to so many people that are like, I am so busy and I am all over the place. Or I have so many ideas and I'm here and I'm there and I'm here and I'm there. Or I got to the end of my day and I was like, what the heck did I do? I didn't accomplish anything, but I was busy. Flight mode. When we are in flight mode from our gut, our actions are all over the place, but they are not focused in the right direction. So our gut-paced flight, it stays busy, but not on the right thing. Proverbs 3:6, and I love Proverbs because it is full of wisdom. And when we need wisdom, when we're off in our fear responses and doing the thing we don't need to be doing. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. He has a path for us to follow. And we have to not be so busy doing everything else that doesn't really matter to be able to hear and listen to Holy Spirit and follow the right actions. Follow the right path. Look at Jonah. All right? Jonah and the whale. We heard the story, as kids. And when you think about Jonah, God told him something to do. And what did Jonah do? Jonah took immediate action. But you know what? He went in the wrong direction. He had productive disobedience. He went in the wrong direction. He was supposed to go to Nineveh. He got on a boat and went to Tarshish and ended up in the belly of a whale. Finally, he took the right action. And even at that, and he still had a bad attitude about it. It's a very interesting story that we listened to. But we can be in productive disobedience. If God has called you on a mission to reach people through your business in whatever way that is, and you're over here doing this and that and this and that, and you're busy, but you're not doing the thing you're really supposed to be doing to move the business forward, we're in productive disobedience when we're doing that. And I know your heart's not to do that. I know your heart is to do what God's called you to do. And that's why I'm making you aware of this, because when we're aware of this, now we can work on it. So in your business, it might be you're sitting there rearranging your website again, right? Or your Canva folders, which technically I need to do, but I keep avoiding not doing it because I know it'll take so much time that I should be doing something else. But ultimately, it doesn't hurt anything because it's got a search feature anyways. It could be that you're exhausted from doing, but you're never really advancing. You're never moving forward because you're not taking the actions that are actually going to move the business forward. They're busy work. And so the truth is, not all motion causes momentum. Only right action will help us get into true momentum. that we could sit there at the end of the day and go, this is what I accomplished, and this is how it's helping me move forward in my business or even in my life, whatever that is. This all applies to your business or your life. So if you are naturally in your actions, you go into flight mode, I want you to try this. Name the one hard step you've been avoiding and take it today. Like, take it now. If you want, pause this and go do that thing. You don't need to wait till I get done. I just told you what you need to do. So I'll see you later. You let me know what you got done. All right? Now, if you're like me and you're freeze mode, okay? I want to talk to you. You know what to do, but you don't do it. You know, but you don't go. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear or timidity, but of power and of love and of discipline. Ooh, discipline. The thing that we need to actually take the action. It's doing the thing even when we don't feel like it, even when we're in fear. In freeze, our gut brain shuts down movement. We can literally see what we need to do, but we never do it. It's like our body's playing possum and our spirit is telling us, go. It's time to go. Move forward. Here's what you need to do. Moses did this. God gave him a mission, and fear kept him pleading to let him off the hook. Oh God, I can't do this. I don't have the right speech. I don't know this. I can't do that. And then God kept giving him what he needed to do the thing. And Moses finally got out of freeze mode and got into action. Now, in our business, it might be that you have a plan. You've set up the funnel, but you just can't click publish. Okay? I did this with my last Courageous launch. I was like, I've got to finish the funnel. What I really had to do was finish making the perfect funnel so that then I could hit publish and let people in. And it took me like 6 months longer than it should have. I knew I should have just hit publish and went, but I just couldn't. I was frozen. You feel tired just thinking about taking the next step. That might be you. You might be stuck in that, like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. And so you get into that overwhelm and you freeze and you don't move. Freeze is like, it's almost ready mode. I'm almost there. I'm almost going to start. I'm going to start networking. I'm going to, finish my coaching program. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But we don't ever do it. That's freeze mode. Now, here's the thing. Knowing isn't doing. Let me say that again, my friends. Knowing isn't doing. Just because I know to do something, I know how to do something, I know I should do something, it isn't doing. Courage doesn't wait for full confidence. It moves anyways. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's doing the hard thing regardless of what we feel like, or if we're frozen because we're afraid. No, it gets out the ice pick and takes off the ice and gets moving. That is what we need to do. So try this. All right. I'm going to say it out loud. I am powerful, loved, and disciplined. And don't just leave it there. We can talk all day. I love the affirmations. But then you need to stand up and you need to take that small step forward. And at this point, I don't even care what the small step is. Yes, we need to get moving in the right direction, but sometimes to get out of freeze mode, you just got to do something. You can't do everything, but you can do something. Once you get started and you start getting that momentum going, now redirect and get yourself going in the right direction. So let's recap. Fight. Fight acts first, fast, and it does it without peace. Then, flight mode. It avoids the real work with the busy work. Again, it is productive disobedience, and we don't want to be there, do we? Do me, my friend? Then we've got freeze. Freeze stalls out despite knowing what to do. We know what to do, we see what to do, and we just sit there. Little lump on the log. That's us. But that's okay. God gives us a second chance. Our gut brain was created to respond, not just react. And it gives us a chance that for Father to lead us, and He moves us through this fear, not with it. So my friends, listen to the gut and then do the right action. Don't do it out of striving. Don't just do the busy work. Don't just see it, not do it. But like Nike says, just do it. Do the thing that God is calling you to do, and do it in the right direction. And when you do that, that is when momentum comes. We face the fear and we find the freedom. Courageous action. This is the do it part, my friend. We are doers of the word, not just hearers of the word. So if you're the fight mode person, okay, and you're like, you go into reactive mode, fire, ready, aim. I want you to pause. I want you to ask, remember, am I led by peace or am I led by panic? Breathe. It's literally centering yourself, centering your body, and then move forward with peace in the direction that God is calling you to. Flight mode. I want you to name the thing you're avoiding and go do it now. Go do it. Go take a step. Do something. Do something to someone quick. It was old Rocky and Bullwinkle thing, by the way. Freeze mode. Move your body. Speak what you need to do and then take that action step. Get yourself moving quick. You're doing the opposite of the fight mode people, okay? You are doing something quick, and then you can redirect yourself to get going in the right direction. Now, I have got some of this, especially if you're my freeze mode people and my flight mode people. This one's for you. I want you to grab your free cheat sheet that is going to help you beat procrastination patterns, okay? So if you're like, I am a procrastinator, this is for you. It is going to help you move forward quickly and with clarity, okay? It's going to get you moving. I want you to go to heatherbunch.com/beat-it. Yes, we're going to beat procrastination. heatherbunch.com/beat-it. Go get yourself a copy. And we're going to beat procrastination. Now that you faced your fears, you're free to live the life that God is calling you to. Because now you know how to face your fears in your head, in your heart, and in your gut, in your actions. Coming up next, we are going to be doing a brand new series on identity, and it is going to be good, my friend. I am super excited. So I just want to remind you that you have got this. You have got this. And you know why? Because Father's got you. I want to thank you a bunch for listening or for watching. And until next time, live fearlessly free.